His mate, his prisoner. Episode 4. Previous episodes are available in playlist, a link is given in the video description. Chapter 36. I hate myself right now. I hate the person I am. I hate the person my father raised me to be. I'm the biggest stupid there, and I'm ashamed of the things I've done. I hate the things I did to Maya. I hate that I made her cry and forced her to hate me. I hate that I broke an innocent, sweet girl, a girl that was mine, a girl that would have made me happy. I hate that I lost her before I got a chance to tell her how much I loved her. But more than any of that, I hate what I just did. I'm pissed at myself. I had no idea where my mate was, yet here I am, agreeing to marry a woman that made me want to kill myself. What was worse is that I felt something for her maid. The moment I lifted my gaze and looked into the girl's beautiful green eyes, I felt lost. She caught my attention, even more when she opened her mouth to speak. Her voice was very similar to Maya's, it was like music to my ear. It captivated me, I wanted to hear her repeatedly talk just so that I could listen to her. I was supposed to be searching for my mate, but instead, I'm caught up in this. I'm begging a girl to speak to me while agreeing to marry the enemy's daughter. When did my life turn into such a mess? I knew that this was part of my payment for what I've done, especially to Maya. She never deserved the things that I did to her. What kills me inside is knowing that she risked everything to save me, she went against her family, the people that loved her, to protect me. She kept me safe even after I hurt her. She was always too good for me. Even now, I'm letting her down. I should be out there looking for her, not feeling a connection for Giselle's maid. Still, I didn't understand what made me feel that way for her. The moment Giselle tried to whip the girl, I lost my mind. I didn't want to see her get hurt, which makes no sense. I knew that Giselle was overreacting, but I didn't have to get involved, yet I did. I did because it hurt to see the girl be punished just for talking to me. At least, I believe that's why it bothered me so much. Maybe that's what I'm telling myself to feel okay about what I just did. I saw Giselle run after the girl, I wanted to run after her to stop her from doing anything to the poor maid but figured I'd already done too much. I didn't want to get on her wrong side. She was a daddy's girl and would go running to her father, he would undoubtedly make things worse for me. I didn't want to risk anything happening to my men because of my actions here today. I needed to move sharply to protect the people I cared about. I had to be good to Giselle no matter how much it killed me inside. The girl made my blood crawl, and that was saying a lot. If she told her father I was sticking up for a maid, he would threaten to kill my pack members, and I may even put the girl's life in more danger than it already was in. I couldn't let that happen. I didn't make these sacrifices to watch my men get hurt any more than they already were. Alpha Jax had them all imprisoned in his dungeon. I couldn't see them, even if I wanted to. He wouldn't let me. Not until Elle proved to him that I was indeed serious about marrying his daughter. This was all just a huge pretense, of course. I wouldn't marry her, I promised him I would, but I would do everything to ensure it didn't happen. I could never marry another woman while my pregnant mate was in danger. I couldn't marry someone when my heart belonged to Maya and only her. I would push anyone away that tried to get in the way of what I felt for her. Even if Maya weren't alive, even if what the letter stated was true, my heart would always belong to her. I would never let myself feel for another woman but her. She was the only woman for me, and I meant that. I meant it with my entire being. No woman will ever take her place. After everything I put her through, the least I could do for her was make sure that she was the only woman in my heart. I had to find a way to postpone the wedding, to give me as much time as I needed to find out what happened to Maya. I didn't know how to get Giselle to provide me with time. I needed to make her think that waiting was the best thing for us. But what could I say to her? Why would she postpone the wedding? She was desperate to marry me, I knew that much. She wouldn't want anything to get in the way of the marriage. I had already heard her plans, and I wasn't happy about it. She wanted the wedding to happen in 1 week. How would I be able to find Maya if the wedding was in 1 week? That would be impossible, especially when I had no idea who had taken her and for what reason. That wasn't exactly true now that I thought about it. The person in the letter claimed that it was payback for killing their sister. It meant that I had to find out who were all the women Austin and his family killed. It will narrow down my search. Why didn't I think about this before? But how do I know that the person didn't write that letter to throw Austin off in the wrong direction? To make Austin think that I was the one that killed Maze, since almost everyone knew by now that Austin and his pack killed my family. My body goes stiff when I see Giselle making her way back to me. Her eyes light up the moment she spots me, and it makes me sick. I don't know how much more of this I can take. I'm sorry if I took too long. I just had some things to discuss with Martha. She apologizes. I bite down on my tongue when she sits too close to me, so close that her legs rub against mine. Just the thought of another woman this close to me makes me want to throw myself into a river and let the water swallow me whole. Giselle doesn't realize just how much I hate this. She's too busy enjoying being near me that she doesn't care how I'll feel about it. I had to think of something quickly, anything to help me postpone this thing. Where were we? She asks me. There are so many things I want to discuss about the wedding. We need to decide who we are inviting and who we are not. My father has plenty of friends, I doubt we want all of them there. Though, I do want everyone to see how handsome my husband is. None of the women that know me will ever believe that you agreed to marry me. They will see for themselves that fairy tales do exist. All of my friends know how much I've always wanted this. I told them all that I would not marry unless it were you. And now my wishes are finally coming true. I want to talk to you about the wedding, I tell her. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I've brought it up, now I have to go ahead with the plan. What's wrong? She asks me, already on the defense. If you think that you can change your mind about this wedding so quickly, Kane, think again. I will not let you do this to me after trying so hard and planning every shh, I shush her. I never said that I'm calling the wedding off. I want to discuss a few things with you. That's all. Oh, she whispers as her eyes light up some more. You should have been more clear about it. You almost gave me a heart attack. You have to know just how much I care for you and want you. I've been in love with you since the first time I saw you, Kane. This is a dream come true for me. I want to be the woman that will make you the happiest man alive. I will do anything to see you happy. My jaw clenches. I don't want to listen to her say things like that to me. It only reminds me of Maya. I want this to be special. I don't want to rush this marriage with you, I say to her. She bites her lips and gives me an annoyed look. It's not rushing, Kane. Did you not hear how much I've wanted you? I've wanted you for years, so how could this be rushing? I've known I've wanted you all along. Not once did I ever look the other way or want anyone else. It's always been you. I've been waiting for this day since the first time I met you. I want this, and I don't want to wait. I force myself to take her hand in mine, it helps to distract her. She looks thrilled that I'm touching her with my own will. I try to hide how much I'll hate this. I need to pretend that I want her, she has to believe that I'm not thinking about anyone else but her. Please, Giselle, this isn't about me. I'm doing this for you. I'm thinking about you. It's unfair of me to rush this marriage, we should take our time to get to know each other more. What would people say when they see how quickly you marry me? Give me time to date you properly. I'm not saying no to the marriage, I'm just asking for more time than just 1 week. It's not enough time for us. I want to take you on fancy dates, give you the chance to get to know me more. I'll tell you everything that you want to know. I will answer you truthfully. I'm just asking for that extra time. Will you please give that to me? Can you find it in yourself to do that? She looks conflicted about what to do. I can see that she considered it, however. I can already tell that I've succeeded. She wants to go on dates with me, she wants it all. I'm happy that something is finally working in my favor. I hated speaking to her in kindness when I disliked the girl so much. Both she and her father knew that I wouldn't be here today if they weren't holding my men captive. I knew that this was my instant payback for what I did to Maya. I would gladly welcome my punishment if I weren't so desperate to find Maya and protect her. I feel myself relax a little when she nods her head slightly. I am willing to go on a couple of dates with you before our wedding. I want to get as close to you as possible, I want to know everything about you. Nothing will make me happier. I try not to show my obvious disgust with just the thought of being closer to her. Thank you for giving us a chance at dating and getting to know each other better, I tell her. She smiles and throws her arms around me. I stiffen as her scent hits me. It's nothing like Maya's, in fact, it makes me sick to my stomach. I never thought there would be a day that I would be forced to marry a woman I couldn't stand. I never thought that Elle would ever be brought to the ground like this. I knew when Maya's family found me, they would do everything in their power to hurt me, but I was hoping for death. I never once thought that Maya would protect me from them. Now I'm left with the pain and memory of all the SHT I've done. I had to find a way to free my men quickly. I don't know how much longer I could stand being by this woman's side while knew nothing about the whereabouts of the woman I loved. Maya, I couldn't believe that Giselle had just threatened me over the handsome man she was supposed to marry. What was I supposed to do whenever I was around them? Was it even possible for me to ignore Kane? He didn't seem like the type of man you could easily overlook. The moment he walked into a room, it didn't matter what room it was, he would catch anyone's attention. He had this dominant aura about him, which seemed to suck me in. Everything about the man screamed masculinity and S3X, it was hard to stop thinking about him. How hard would it be to avoid him? Even now, when I wasn't in front of him, I couldn't stop dreaming about him. He was on my mind constantly. This beautiful man did not deserve to marry a woman like Giselle. I know that I knew nothing about him but one look at him, and I knew this much. No one should be forced to marry someone they didn't want to be with, and he didn't want to be with her. There was one thing that still confused me. Why did he ask me to speak earlier? It's almost as though he wanted to hear my voice. Did he like the sound of my voice, or did it upset him? Somehow I believe that it was the latter. He didn't seem happy when I spoke the second time. Instead, he seemed to return to his state of depression or whatever state he was in. The man always seemed to be in another world, like he was thinking about something or maybe someone. I wanted to ask him what was wrong. I desperately wanted to know why he looked so sad all the time. No one should look that depressed, especially not someone that looked like him. With a face and body like that, he should be smiling, not frowning, and acting like he didn't want to live anymore. I can only imagine the number of women that threw themselves his way to catch his attention. Judging by the way he treated Giselle, he probably wouldn't give his attention to just anyone. He was perhaps the kind of man who focused on what he wanted, on the woman he wanted. What would it feel like to have his full attention? To know that he wanted you? To see him gazing at you with his gaze full of desire? I shiver at the thought. Something about Kane staring at me like I was the only woman in the world had my heart doing little flip-flops. I try to force my mind back into reality. I shouldn't be thinking this way about him. I was already threatened for just speaking to him. What would Giselle do if she knew what went on in my mind whenever I thought about him? I jump a little when she walks back into the room. You're coming to a picnic with Kane and me. I need someone to wash our hands and prepare the food and drinks. She informs me. Wash their hands? Didn't they have hands of their own to wash their own hands? I knew that Giselle just wanted to make my life miserable. After all, she saw me practically drooling over her to-be husband. I'm confused why I'm the one she asked to do this. If she didn't want me around Kane or saw me as a threat to her relationship with him, why would she choose me to attend the picnic with her? Couldn't she take Martha? I knew she couldn't take any other maids because there weren't any more maids willing to work for her. According to her father, she'd driven them all away. That would explain why there weren't many maids around here. The few in the house tended to Giselle's father, not her. Should I get dressed for the picnic? I ask her. I wasn't sure what was this old thing that I was wearing. It was messed up badly with dirt and other things I didn't want to ask about. What's wrong with what you're wearing? She asks me. I don't want to spoil your date looking this dirty. Kane may feel uncomfortable and may not eat properly because of me. You won't either. I'm just asking for clean clothes. That's all. She rolls her eyes and walks out of the room. A few minutes later, she walks in with a dress in her hands. I didn't think there existed a dress this ugly. It was more hideous than the dirty thing I was wearing now. Did she search for the most awful dress for me to wear? I can see in her eyes that she's satisfied with my reaction. She deliberately brought a dress like that for me. It's a yellow and white striped one that would cover my entire body. It looks like a curtain, not a dress. I'm convinced that she had that dress stocked away for a moment like this. I took it from her and got changed as quickly as I could. I didn't want her to complain to her father. she already hated me, I could tell. I don't even bother looking at myself in the mirror, I knew how awful I would look to anyone that saw me. Took you long enough, she complains when she sees me. Come help me zip this dress. She's chosen something absolutely stunning for her to wear. Of course, she would. She wants to look the best for Kane as she enjoys his eyes on her alone. It's a gorgeous short white dress that complemented her figure. After helping her get dressed, we both make our way outside, where Kane is waiting for us. His body stiffens the moment that he spots us. However, I don't think Giselle is the reason for his strange behavior, something tells me that it's because of me. It seems like he doesn't want me to be here. I'm hurt at his apparent rejection of my presence. I have no idea why it bothers me this much, but it does. Could I have misread him all this time? Could he be interested in Giselle and was looking forward to having some alone time with her? Or was it this hideous dress that made him uncomfortable around me? I'm not sure what's the reason, but I can't get rid of the unsettling feeling in my chest at his reaction. I want to walk over to him and demand why he's looking at me that way. Why does he look like I'm the worst person ever to walk the planet? He almost looks like I make him sick. I shake my head, maybe I'm reading too much into this. Aren't you going to open the door for me, Kane? Giselle asks him. A muscle ticks in his jaw, but he quietly obeys her and opens the door. Thank you, sweetheart. She tells him with a bright smile. I get into the back of the vehicle. I'm not sure how I'm even allowed in the same car as the two of them. I would think Giselle would want me to travel in a separate vehicle since I'm not good enough to be in here. I know the perfect spot for the two of us to go, she tells him. We will have the most romantic getaway, you'll wonder why you weren't with me from the start. I have always been the perfect woman for you, no one else. I'm happy that your eyes are finally opening. I can't believe that I have to sit here and listen to her. She keeps mentioning weird things like that. Does this mean that Kane belonged to another woman before her? And if that was the case, what happened to the woman he was with first? Giselle seemed like the kind of person to get rid of anything that prevented her from getting what she wanted. I wouldn't be surprised if she'd done something to the girl Kane was with before her. Kane doesn't say anything, but I can sense his anger from all the way in the back here. Giselle seems oblivious to his reaction, or maybe she also feels his anger but chooses to ignore his feelings. She doesn't seem like she cares for Kane, she more looks like she's obsessed with getting whoever or whatever she wants. And she no doubt wants him. After driving for almost an hour, we finally reached our destination. It's a beautiful privately owned garden, according to Giselle. There were dozens of roses and a few other flowers I don't know the names of. They were laid out everywhere in many different colors, and whoever was in charge of upkeeping this place did a beautiful job at it. Don't you just love it? She beams up at him. Kane doesn't even look at her, he isn't even staring at the garden. He's looking at the ground again like he usually does ever since I first met him. Again I'm tempted to find out what has him this way. I want to try and make it all better, but no, it's not my place. I also know that Giselle may kill me for being too nice to him. I should mind my business and focus on other things that needed my attention. It was hard to do that when my body begged me to look his way and make him see me, though. I had no idea why I felt like this. What are you waiting for? Giselle asks. The blanket is not going to spread itself. And the fruits need to be laid out neatly on top of it. Can't you think to do these things on your own without me asking you to do it? I quietly do as she says. Within a few minutes, I've set everything up nicely for them both. I don't know why my father got someone who works this slow. She complains as she sits down on the blanket. Kane doesn't look like he wants to sit, but after Giselle insists, he does. I want you to wash our hands. She orders me. And don't take forever to get the water as you do for other things. I try not to roll my eyes as Elle grab the mug of water and walk towards her. I absolutely hate this woman. If I had a choice, I would leave this job just like the other maids before me. Hurry up! She screams. Kane looks irritated. I'm not sure if he's irritated with her or me. It could be the both of us. An idea crosses my mind just then. I can get my little revenge in sneaky ways. I pretend to slip on a rock, and the water goes crashing into Giselle. Her scream echoes throughout the quiet forest, and I try my best to hide my smirk. I have to pretend like it was a mistake and not my intention to ruin her date. I'm so sorry, I apologize. I slipped on a rock because I was trying to get back to you quickly. I hope you can forgive me. She stops rubbing the cloth on her dress and lifts her gaze towards me. She narrows her eyes as she picks herself off the blanket and walks with slow steps towards me. I walked backward, not sure what she was planning on doing. I'm at the edge with nowhere to run to, the lake is right behind me, and if I move one more time, I'll surely slip right in. You did that on purpose, didn't you? She demands. I shake my head in denial. I told you that I slipped. It was an honest mistake, and it won't happen again. She laughs. Do you really think that I'll fall for that? Let's see how you like it when your dress gets soaked. Giselle pushes me into the stream, and my eyes widen. It's deeper than I expected it to be. I try to swim, but I'm not sure that I can. I don't know if it's that I can't remember or if I didn't know how to swim in the past. Either way, I can feel myself drowning. I gasp and shout for help. Kane jumps in front of me and pulls me into his arms, preventing me from drowning. His warmth helps calm my nerves. I can't stop coughing. I've already swallowed some water even though Kane acted quickly to save me. I wrap my arms around his neck and hold on for my life. You're safe now, he whispers as he pulls me closer to him. I can feel his heart pounding against his chest, and it makes me wonder if he was scared that something would have happened to me. His hair is soaking wet, and so are his clothes. I didn't think he could look any beautiful than before, but he does. The water dripping from his hair onto my chest is something straight out of my fantasy. I can feel our wet bodies pressed up against each other, and I know that my cheeks must be red right now. I wonder if he can also feel how quickly my heart beats for him. He may think it's because I am terrified that I almost drowned, but it has nothing to do with that. He walks out of the water with me in his arms, and I can't help but feel the strong connection between us. His hands on my body feel electric. There are sparks everywhere, and I know that I want much more than this. Curse my body! It doesn't know when to stop. Not when it comes to the man in front of me. He finally looks down at my face, and I think Elle forgot how to breathe. Are you okay? He asks me as he searches my face. Cain. Giselle shouts, reminding the both of us that we aren't alone. Oh crap! Gabriella, I can't get the image of Cain out of my head. It's not because I like him, no, I already have a mate. From the moment I saw him, I felt something for him. I couldn't stand to watch anyone hurt him, seeing him break brought pain to my heart. It's the reason why I stopped Maya's brothers from hurting him. It was true that I knew Maya would hurt more after knowing her brothers killed her mate, but that wasn't my only reason for stepping in. I couldn't stand seeing anyone harm that man. He was already in a lot of pain from learning that his mate was dead. Austin and James were too blinded by the pain of losing their sister that they couldn't see what I saw. He was devastated, he looked like his life had been taken away from him. I've seen that look before, and it's from a man who was in love, and his heart had been ripped out of his chest. There is no doubt in my mind that Cain loved Maya. They were mates, after all, no one could fight the mate bond. I would know after everything I've gone through since the first time I met my mate, the love of my life, Arthur. He is looking at me right now, trying to read me, trying to understand me. I'm happy that he took my side today, but I expected no less from him. After our troubles of fighting to be together and finally making it happen with the help of our friends, life had been good to us. I've never been this in love. Why did you stop Austin from killing Cain? Arthur asks me. I know that he's been waiting a while to ask me this question, it's been on his mind a bit now, I was waiting for it. I also know that this has been bothering everyone else around me. They were frustrated by the fact that I chose to protect the man they thought killed Maya. I couldn't control my actions even if I wanted to. The moment I saw him, I felt an instant bond with him. Not the kind one would think for a lover, but the kind one would think for their family. He felt like family to me. Everything about him screamed to me that I should know him. Seeing him in pain with no one by his side to comfort him was torture. So many things about him stood out to me, so many things that felt familiar. There was also the apparent fact that he was a hybrid like me, half vampire, half wolf. He also shared a close resemblance to me, even though no one seemed to recognize this. I did the moment I saw him. I knew that he's supposedly Alpha Eric's son, but I don't think so. I think there is a good chance that Eric lied to Cain about him being his son. I believe, and I'm almost 100% sure, that Cain is my long-lost brother. The brother that was separated from me, my twin. When we were taken from our parents, we were separated, and while my parents found me, my brother was never found. Until now. Everyone seems to think that he killed Maya, but I saw the look on his face when it was mentioned that Maya could be dead. There is no way that he faked that reaction. His life fell out of his body the moment he learned that. He looked like he didn't have a reason to live anymore. Austin and his family were too blinded by rage and emotional pain to see this. They hated Cain with a passion for everything he's done to Maya. But he was already paying for all the wrongs he'd done. I could see that clearly. He was just as heartbroken as they were with the news of what happened to Maya, maybe even more. She was his mate, after all. He did hurt her in the past, I know this from everything I've learned of the matters so far, but if he wanted to kill her, I believe he would have done it a long time ago. He tortured her, but the truth remained that Cain did not once try to kill Maya the first time he kidnapped her. If he was planning to do it all along, why did he choose to do it now when his pack was almost wiped out? I knew that I was right. Cain did not kill Maya, he did not kill the woman he loved. Gabriella. Arthur calls out to me once more, reminding me that he'd asked me a question that I was yet to answer. You're acting strangely. Do you know Cain from somewhere? Were you two friends? Did he help you take care of orphans? I can't think of any reason why you'll protect someone like him. It's unlike you. You don't protect murderers, you've never done anything like this before. I take a deep breath and face my mate. I think that Cain may be my long-lost brother. Arthur's face turns to shock at my words. He is silent for a long time before he finally gets the strength to speak. Your long-lost brother? He asks. I nod and take a few steps towards him. I didn't want to say anything before to anyone because I have no proof. The only explanation I can think of is that he's a hybrid and shares similar physical qualities to me. That's all the proof I have to offer anyone right now. Until I find out more about him, I'm afraid that I can't tell this to anyone else. I don't want to make such a strong claim, and it turns out that I'm wrong in the end. All I know is that my heart tells me it's him, he's my brother, and I must protect him. I won't let anyone hurt him, not Austin, James, or Hunter, no one will hurt my brother. I will tell my other siblings about this, but I do not plan on telling my parents until I find all the proof I can get. When I do, everyone will know the truth. Everyone will know that Cain is my brother. Arthur sighs and leans over to kiss my forehead. If you believe that he is your brother, I will help you protect him. But I'm afraid that will be difficult. I've gotten word from Austin that Cain was ambushed. We don't know from who, but there is nothing left of him or his people back where he lived. It's believed that whoever ambushed them has taken them for enslaved people. That's all we know for now. As you know, Austin and his family couldn't care less what happened to Cain. We may be the only ones willing to free him unless we can convince the others to help us. I was not angry with Austin or his family. What Cain did to Maya initially was wrong. Even though he did it to avenge Eric's death, it didn't make what he did any better. The important thing is that he realized his mistake and was willing to make up for the wrong he did. Whoever took him when he was at his lowest, they were nothing but cowards. I will find them, I will find out who took my brother, and when I do, I will make them pay. Cain, of course, I had to do something like this to mess everything up. I told myself that I would keep my distance from Giselle's maid, but yet here I was jumping into the water to save her like some knight in shining armor. And I chose to do it while the girl watched. I was genuinely asking for trouble. The look on Giselle's face tells me that I'm screwed. I was not only making things difficult for myself and my men but the innocent girl still in my arms. I couldn't seem to find the strength to let the girl go. Even now, I'm tightening my hold on her. Like I'm afraid I will lose her if I let go. I'm even terrified of what Giselle would do to the girl. She just shoved her into a lake a few minutes ago. I'm finally losing my mind. I didn't think I could get any angrier with myself, but I've managed to outdo myself this time. I stare at the maid, taking a long good look at her. From her short red hair to her startled green eyes, she is undoubtedly beautiful but nothing compared to my Maya. So then why does my heartbeat increase whenever she's around? Why can't I stop myself from trying to get closer to her any chance that I get? What is it about this girl? Why does she make me react so much to her presence? Why can't I ignore her like I would any other woman that wasn't Maya? And whenever she speaks, it's almost like heaven has opened its gates and given me a taste of paradise. It doesn't matter what comes out of her pretty mouth, it's like I'm hanging on to every word, as long as she's the one who's speaking. Even now, with her tiny arms around my neck, I can feel a powerful attraction to her. The kind of attraction that begs me to spread her legs and bury myself deep within her. To get lost in her sweet honey and never come out again. I'm sick and worthless, I know that. Only a sick person will think dirty thoughts when their mate is missing and presumed dead. I keep doing things that remind me of why I'd lost Maya in the first place, and for some reason, I can't seem to stop myself. Why on earth are you still holding on to him? Giselle screams at the girl in my arms. I don't even know her name, and it shouldn't bother me this much that I don't know what to call her. Her eyes widen, and she removes her arms from around my neck. I gently place her feet back onto the ground, and she steps away from me, putting as much space between us as possible. I hate to admit it, but I feel the loss of having her body wrapped around mine. My heart pounds against my chest as I try to figure out what is wrong with me. I have no explanation of why I feel this way for a woman that isn't my mate. Even my wolf is happy around her. It's driving me insane that I don't have the answers I'm searching for. Giselle walks up to her angrily. Are you trying to mess everything up before my wedding? I clench my jaw angrily. I don't like anyone speaking like that to her, another emotion that makes zero sense to me. She then turns to me, and her anger fades within seconds. She walks over to me and wraps her arms around my body. I stiffen at the contact. How do I respond like this to her touch? But when it's her maid, I totally bask in it. I knew that Giselle's unruly behavior made me dislike her while her maid was somewhat of an innocent young girl. But that couldn't be the only reason. There was so much more that I couldn't seem to understand about this entire situation. I felt like there were so many missing puzzles. Why am I so attracted to the girl? What was it about her? Why couldn't I get her out of my mind? An image of Maya's beautiful face crashed into my mind. My chest expanded as I tried to fight the emotions that rushed to my heart. It hurts so much. I've lost her, I don't know where she is and the pain she had to go through without me. I've failed her over and over again. I was the one to hurt her in the beginning, and I couldn't protect her in the end. And now, I have a woman I despise wrapping her arms around me, making my already miserable life more worthless than before. I hate that she's this close to me, I hate that I loved the way it felt when I held her maid close to my chest. I hate everything about this. I pull Giselle's hands off me and make my way back to the vehicle. I didn't want to be here anymore. I didn't want to be in a place where my mate wasn't present. I didn't want to have feelings for anyone other than her. Whatever it was that I felt for that other woman, I would fight it till the day I died. I won't let anyone take the place of Maya. I loved her too much to do this to her. Cain. I hear Giselle shouting my name. I wish I could ignore her, I wish I could push her out of my life. I wish it were that easy, I wish my life was the only one in danger because of her and her father. If my life alone were at risk, things would have been much different. This was why my father always taught me never to grow soft, never to love someone or something so much that I would risk everything to protect them. Now, it was too late, there were people that I cared about, and I had to do everything in my power to protect them. My other ride back home is one of torture. Kane looks tenser now than before. I can tell that he isn't happy with himself about something. Maybe he's angry that he tried to protect me and made things more complicated between Giselle and him. I didn't want to cause more trouble for him. It was my fault for intentionally throwing the water on her dress. I didn't think she would retaliate and push me into the lake. It was very unexpected, and I should have prepared more for it. Still, I couldn't believe that he'd rush in to save me. Everything about him seemed perfect to me, he was a wonderful man. I didn't think it was possible for there to be anyone greater than him. His caring side was such a beautiful sight to see. I don't think there is a single man in the world that would risk his life to save a maid. Kane truly was unique. He made my heart feel warm and happy. I tried to hide my feelings from Giselle, who kept throwing daggers my way every few minutes. I wasn't sure what other punishments she would have waiting for me home. She was still angry, and it didn't help that Kane's mood had further dampened from earlier. They were supposed to have a romantic date, and I ruined it. What makes this entire situation worse is that I haven't been feeling well ever since I was pushed into the lake. I keep feeling like I'm going to throw up, and it's taking all of my self-control to make sure that doesn't happen inside the vehicle. I can imagine the look on Giselle's face if I were to do that. She might throw me out and make me walk home. I shake that thought out of my head and try to think about anything else. When we are back home, I rush past Kane and Giselle. I don't stop running until I reach the bathroom and puke all over the sink. I don't know why I feel so sick. It's not like Giselle would give me anything to help with my illness. She might make matters worse if I tell her how sick I feel. My hand clutches my stomach when I feel a slight movement. That was weird and a little alarming. I walk over to the mirror and rub my hands over the slight bump in my stomach. That couldn't be what I thought it was, could it? I knew nothing about my past life or anything before I lost my memories. But was it possible that I was pregnant? And for how long? Why hadn't I noticed this before? It couldn't be that long, considering the size of my stomach. I wasn't sure that I could tell this to anyone, but how long would I hide it? They would eventually begin to see the way my belly swelled in the coming weeks and months. Ultimately, they would all know that I was pregnant and didn't know who the father of my baby was. Maybe I'm wrong, perhaps I'm panicking for no reason. Still, I couldn't just sit back and wait for my belly to get bigger to prove to myself that I was with child. But even if I was willing to find the truth, where am I going to find a pregnancy test without anyone becoming suspicious? Everyone here hated my guts and wouldn't try to help me, and I can think of a few ways they can use this against me. What if they forced me to get rid of my baby? Giselle wouldn't want a pregnant maid because she will know that I won't be able to do anything for her the moment I'm in the last stages of pregnancy. It's not like I had the option of running away either. There were too many guards stationed at every corner around here to even think about trying to escape. I lean back against the wall and try to think of other ways to find out whether or not I'm truly pregnant. It's then that a risky idea comes into my mind. Out of all the people around me, one person didn't seem to have a heart of ice. He was someone that I knew would try and help me. At least I didn't think he was anything like the rest of them. That person was Kane, Giselle's future husband. He was the only person to who I could turn to. But he was the last person I should be trying to get close to. Giselle would have my head if she found out. I didn't have a choice, however. He was the only person my heart seemed to trust in these times. I had to find some way to speak to him alone, where no one could hear us. I wasn't sure how to let that happen when Giselle followed him around like a hawk. She seems to think that he would disappear if she let him out of her sight for even a second. I couldn't blame her. Who would want to spend the rest of their life with someone like her? I kept wondering how desperate Kane had to be to marry that woman. Whatever she's holding against him, it's got to be huge. No one would willingly marry this woman like no one wants to work for her. Get out here! I hear Giselle shouting outside the bathroom. I sigh, it's not like I wasn't expecting her to barge in here. After cleaning up the sink, I walk outside and spot her right in front of my face. Her cheeks are red with rage, and I patiently wait for her punishment. How dare you embarrass me like that today, she demands. Do you not realize that my family is all that you have? You have no memory of who you are, and no one is looking for you, that's how unloved you are. If I decide to fire you, you will have nowhere to go and no one to turn to. Do you understand what that's like? Being out in the woods all alone with no food and shelter? If you ever try to pull a stunt like that again, that's exactly where you're going to end up. Do you understand me? I told you that it was a mistake. I point out. It will not happen again, however. She narrows her eyes. You're lucky my Kane is a good man. If it were up to me, I would have left you there to drown, she snaps. And if you think that he did it because he has any kind of feelings for you, you're delusional. I nod. I know he doesn't. He's in love with you, isn't he? You're the woman that he's marrying. You don't have anything to worry about. Giselle pauses at my words. You're right. I'm the one he loves. I'm the woman he agreed to marry. No one else. I'm happy that I chose the right words to distract her from my punishment. Was it that easy to divert her attention? I have to meet with the wedding planner today. She informs me. When she reaches, guide her to my office and do not let anyone disturb us. Stand outside the door to ensure that no one enters. An idea pops into my head at her words. How long do you think the meeting will take? I ask her. She narrows her eyes. Why do you ask? If anyone came to see you, I want to be able to tell them how long you'll be in the meeting for. So that they can come back and see you when you're available. I'm surprised that I came up with that lie so quickly. Finally, you're using your brain. She says. An hour should be enough time. Will Kane not be in the meeting with you? I ask her. What if he comes to see you? Should I let him in? I prefer to keep Kane out of these plans, she tells me. But if he does show up at the door, you can let him in. He's the only one that can enter. I nod. I'll go prepare your bath. She smiles. I should push you into a lake more often. I've never seen you work this well before. I ignore her words and walk into her bathroom. The truth was that I needed to puke again, but I couldn't tell her that. If Giselle was going to be in a meeting today with her wedding planner, I could try and speak to Kane without worrying about her showing up. All I had to do was hang a sign on the door telling everyone to keep out, that way, I wouldn't have to stand by the door and prevent anyone from entering. They would understand from the sign alone. Besides, no one liked to cross Giselle, they were terrified of her. This is my time, the only chance I may ever have to get Cain alone. Maya Giselle was in the meeting with the wedding planner, and I'd hung the sign up on her door. There were clocks all over the house, so I didn't have to worry about running late. I would reach back before an hour is finished. Hopefully, she doesn't try to leave the room within that hour, and if she does, I'll say that I desperately needed to use the washroom. Now the biggest problem was finding Cain. I knew that he hadn't left, Giselle wouldn't let him go so easily. He had to be around the palace somewhere. I get to work, searching the kitchen, the living room, a few other rooms that I pretended to be cleaning. Where was he? I continue my search, not giving up. I still had plenty of time left. Maybe he wasn't inside? Maybe he was somewhere in the garden. Either that or he was already preoccupied with Giselle's father, perhaps he had called Cain into his office. I walk out into the open, straight into the garden. Luckily, there isn't anyone else here, so I don't have to worry about anyone questioning why I was there. I continue to search from one area to the next. Giselle must be very fond of flowers to have a private garden near a lake and an even bigger one in her backyard. That was probably the only good thing about that woman, her love for flowers. I'm about to give up and return to the palace when I hear some movements. I follow the sound, and to my pleasant surprise, he is there, in front of me. He's leaned up against a tree, with his head held high, staring at the sky. It was indeed a beautiful sight to see. I felt like standing here and looking at him for the rest of my evening, ignoring everything else that I had to do. I push out of my trance, reminding myself that I barely have time left. I had already spent most of the time searching for him. Now, I had to convince him to help me. I'm not sure why he would, but I also wasn't sure why he'd helped me so much already. When I walk towards him, his body goes rigid, like he already sensed my presence. He lazily drags his eyes away from the sky and turns them towards me. I'm standing a few feet away from him, but I'm dying to be much closer than this. Can we talk? I ask him. My voice comes out squeaky, and I wince with embarrassment. Why did I have to choke up like that when speaking to him? Just like always, the moment he hears my voice, something happens to him. Why are you here? He asks me, looking around us. You can put yourself in danger by speaking to me. Alone. My eyes widen. Is it possible that he's worried about me? I don't think so, he's probably just concerned about his own life. Giselle would make both of our lives hell if she saw us alone like this. I need your help, I whisper. I can't think of anyone else in here that would willingly help me. And why do you think that I will help you? He asks me. I swallow. I don't know how to say this without making myself sound crazy. I don't know why, but you seem like a good person to me. For some unknown reason, even though I can't remember anything from my past, my heart chooses to trust you. You're the only person I trust right now. It's why I've come to you for help. I say truthfully. There was no use lying to him about this. His jaw clenches, and his body stiffens. I'm not someone that anyone should trust. You don't know me, and you don't ever want to know me. The people close to me always get hurt, I'm a curse, and your life will be better if you didn't trust someone like me. I shook my head at him. Please, you're the only one that can help me. I don't know who else to turn to, and I'm not sure when I'll ever get an opportunity like this again. One where I can speak to you with just the two of us. He rubs a hand down his face. What is it that you need help with? My lip trembles. I'm unsure why I'm hesitant to tell him I'm possibly pregnant. Is it that I don't want him to know I was with a man before? It's not like we can ever be together, it's also not like someone like him will ever want someone like me. Well? He asks again, prompting me to continue. I think I may be pregnant. The silence that follows doesn't help with my nerves. What was he thinking? I notice that his hands tighten into fists at his sides, and it's enough to tell me that I'm right, he isn't happy about it. But why would my pregnancy bother him so much? What did I say that was so wrong? Our eyes connect, and I'm not sure what's this spark that I feel the instant that it does. You're pregnant? He repeats. Who's the man that you let touch you? I'm startled by his question. The tone of his voice is also very alarming. He seems pissed that I let a man touch me. He's not the only one, I'm also angry about it, but it's not like I can do anything about it when I don't have my memory. Do you not remember that I've lost all of my memories? I ask him. Everything is gone. I don't know my name, I don't know who I was in the past, I can't remember anything. I'm not even sure that I'm pregnant, I think that I am since my stomach keeps getting bigger, and I swear I may have felt something move inside of me. So to answer your question, I don't know what man touched me, I don't know anything. All I know is that I keep losing my breath whenever he's around me. I don't think it's normal to feel such a strong connection for someone like this. It's the reason why I asked if he knew me the first time I set my eyes on him. He takes a step towards me, and I let him get closer to me until our bodies are inches apart. Why would a man get you pregnant and not take care of you after? How disgusting could he be? My body is shaking, actually shaking from being this near to him, from hearing him ask me about the man who got me pregnant. I don't know what it is about Cain, I don't understand why he makes me feel this way. Stop asking me questions when I don't have the answers to give you, I whisper. I wish I knew, but I don't. I'm sorry that it's all I can say to you for now. I know it's a lot to ask of someone who I barely know, but can you help me find out if I'm pregnant or not? There is no one else for me to ask. It's weird asking a man to do this for me, but at the same time, it feels only natural to ask him over any other man in this universe. I can't imagine asking another person to help me, not when he's here, not when this man exists. And what if you are? He asks me as he takes yet another step towards me. I try to hide how I really feel the nearer he gets to me. I don't want him to know how much I want this when I shouldn't want it at all. What are you planning on doing if it turns out that you are truly pregnant? Are you going to ignore it and let Giselle and her father find out? Are you ready for what they're going to do to you when they find out their maid is pregnant? Look at the way they already treat you. Can you imagine how bad things will become? No, I snap. I'm still trying to figure everything out. It's why I'm taking it one step at a time. The first step is to confirm my pregnancy. I don't want to alarm anyone or myself without knowing for sure that I am pregnant. The signs are there, but I can be mistaken, maybe I'm sick with something else. So are you going to help me or not? If you haven't realized, we are running out of time, and I can't be seen speaking to you, not when we are alone. I took this risk to see you because I knew that out of everyone in this palace, you're the only one that would help me. I took a massive chance so that we could be alone. Cain looks me up and down. For some reason, it makes me feel under his scrutinizing gaze. We are alone, aren't we? He whispers as he gestures around us to emphasize his words. I'm surprised by his question. Is he delighted that it's just the two of us in the garden? I'm suddenly reminded of how close we are. I look around us one last time, and we really are still the only ones here. No one was here to see us or stop us from being this close. To prevent us if I decided to lean forward and KSS him. I mentally scold myself for such a thought. There was a possibility that I was pregnant, and I had no idea who the father was, but yet here I am, dreaming of kissing a man I can never be with. I think something is wrong with me, I can't be thinking right if this is what's on my mind at a difficult time like this. Cain closes the distance between us, much to my body's delight. His hand cups my cheeks, and I freeze. It's the last thing I expected him to do. I don't think I've ever felt an emotion this powerful before, but who am I to know when I can't remember anything? My eyes close, and I lean into his touch. I can't stop myself when I grab his shirt and lean even further into him, before this moment disappears, before he decides that we are too close. I inhale as much of him as my body would let me, something I've always wanted to do. I'm hit with so many different emotions the moment that I do that, my body begins to tremble. I always knew that Cain smelled amazing, but being this close and getting the opportunity to test that theory out was enough to make me pass out in bliss. Cain shudders under my grip, and it's the thing I've ever seen in a man before. Suddenly, his hand pulls away from me. I wince when a string of curses leaves his mouth. I should have known this was too good to be true. I don't know why he even chose to close the distance between us, but I wasn't complaining. I was happy that I got the chance to be so close to him. When I open my eyes, he's no doubt furious with himself. I don't think I've ever seen a man this angry before. He seems to be having an inner battle, and I'm not sure that he's going to be okay. I try to touch him, but he pulls away from me roughly. It's like he doesn't want me to touch him again. His blatant rejection hurts me, but there is nothing that I can do about it. I'll help you, he announces. There is someone that I know who can confirm if you're pregnant. I don't trust the tests. I think the best way to find out is by seeing a doctor. He's a friend of mine. His ability to act like nothing happened just a few seconds ago amazes me. How can he do that? It's hard for me to go back to where we were, but I'm forced to do it. How are we supposed to get me out of here without Giselle knowing? I ask him. It's not like you can get the doctor to sneak into here either. He sighs and squeezes his temples. I can think of a certain way, but I'll need your help for it. My help? I ask him. What can I do? We can slip something into her drink. He tells me. My eyes widen. I don't like her, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to poison her. I snap. There is no way that I'm doing something like that. It's true that Giselle drove me up a wall and is probably one of the worst women I've ever met in my life, but I can't imagine killing her because of it. Not to mention what her father would do to the both of us when he found out that we were responsible for his daughter's death. I shiver at the thought. We are not going to poison her, he explains to me, it's a sleeping potion. Tell everyone that she isn't feeling well and needs to rest so that none of the other maids check on her. By the time we return, she will now be waking up and won't know anything. Won't she suspect that she was under a sleeping potion? I ask him. And wouldn't others still try to check on her? No, he tells me. She will feel sick the moment that she takes a sip of the drink. She would blame her sleepiness on the sickness. She wouldn't think anything else of it, and no one will bother trying to wake her up when they know that she isn't well. Trust me. I do trust him. Wouldn't the other maids realize that I've been gone? I ask him. No, he says, they would think you're in the room with her. I nod, this didn't seem like a bad idea at all. It may even work without either of us getting in trouble. I know the perfect day, her father will not be home as he will be in an important meeting, he will not be around to tell that either of us was gone for the day. He says. It's the perfect opportunity. He had everything planned out. It makes me believe that he was planning on doing this a while now. Were you planning on doing this before I even asked for your help? I ask him. You seem so prepared for it. Kane, the girl's question throws me off guard, reminding me that I was putting off finding Maya to help her. She was correct. I had been planning on doing this since the first day I came to this place and learned that I didn't have much time before the wedding. The potion, waiting for Giselle's father to leave, all of this was my plan to get out of here for at least a day. My first thought was to free my men, but I soon realized that one man couldn't do something so dangerous with the amount of security in the dungeons. In the end, I finally decided to use it to find out more about what happened to my mate. Now, plans were changing because Giselle's maid was begging me to help her. I kept making a mess of everything. When will I stop? I'm not even angry that I'm helping her. I'm mad that some loser got her knocked up and didn't have the balls to keep her safe. The girl didn't even know her name. How sad was that? If I ever found the man that got her pregnant, I would make him regret what he did to her. I don't know why I'm so angry when I'm not even sure if she's pregnant. We will only know after the tests are done on her. I'm still not sure what happens if she is pregnant. How will she hide the truth from Giselle? Well, she says, bringing me out of my thoughts. Are you going to answer me? Is that important? I ask her. All you need to know is that I'm willing to help you. I don't need to answer any of your other questions, and you're also running out of time. You need to get back before Giselle realizes that you're gone. Her eyes widen at my words, and she quickly pushes past me towards the palace. I watch her go with an ache in my heart. What was wrong with me? Why did I put off everything to help a woman I barely knew? Maya, it's finally time. It's the day Kane will take me to the doctor, the day I will find out if I'm really pregnant. I'm not sure that I'm ready for this. I'd already slipped the potion into Giselle's drink, now, I had to wait for her to drink it. I pretend to be tidying up around her room while I wait for her to take her first sip. She's lying on her bed, staring at her nails. Why is she taking so long? It's frustrating, I feel like forcing the drink down her throat. I try to remain calm when her hand closes around the cup. I breathe a sigh of relief when she drinks from it. She doesn't seem to realize anything, but that was expected. Kane did say that she wouldn't know anything was in there when he passed the potion to me earlier today while she wasn't looking. She leans back against the bed and places a hand over her head. I don't feel good. I walk over to her and place a hand on her forehead. It looks like you have a fever. Should I call a doctor to see you? I ask. She shakes her head. No, get me something to drink. I should be fine after getting some sleep. I nod and pour some water into a glass for her. She doesn't even have a chance to drink it before she knocks out on the bed. I take a deep breath and walk over to the window. Kane and I needed to time ourselves properly throughout the day. He was the one that already told everyone that I would be tending to Giselle for the rest of the day because she wasn't feeling well. No one would bother to check on her knowing that I was already in the room with her. I made sure to lock the door to make sure. I gaze down and see that Kane is already waiting for me. His eyes tell me to hurry up. I still couldn't believe that he expected me to jump from this window. The first time he mentioned doing this, I stared at him like he'd lost his mind. I took one last look at Giselle to ensure she was still knocked out. I wanted to make sure that the potion worked like Kane said it would. I take a deep breath and hesitantly climb onto the edge of the window, holding onto the sides for support. I throw myself from it and brace for the worst. My eyes are closed as I feel myself begin to descend. I can't believe that I put so much trust in this man that I willingly jumped from a window for him. Kane's arms wrapped around me tightly before my body could hit the ground. We are both silent for a few seconds, and I finally open my eyes to see him staring at me. What was he thinking? I wish I could read his mind to find out what he honestly thought about me. Wrap your legs around my waist, he says in a hoarse whisper. I hesitantly do as he says. I wrap my arms around his neck and place my head against his chest, preparing myself for this. Earlier today, he'd explained to me that he was a hybrid and could get us to the doctor's office without a vehicle. I was shocked at first but quickly realized that this was good news. Close your eyes, he orders. I do as he says once more, and before I know it, we're moving with incredible speed. I can feel the wind pounding against my ear, blowing my short hair all over my face. I should hate this, but I'm absolutely loving it. I love being this close to him while we move with so much pace. We finally stop in front of what looks like a doctor's office. Are you ready? He asks me. Our gazes lock, and I feel lost in his eyes, just like I always do. I don't know what it is about Kane that does this to me. He makes me feel like we are the only two people on this earth. I'm not, I whisper, but I need to find out before it's too late. He nods and guides me into the office with him. He doesn't even need to say anything to any of the receptionists, it seems like they are used to seeing him here. They do look confused to see me, however. Has he never brought a woman with him here before? Or is it that he came here with someone else? I don't have time to ponder on that thought since we are already walking into the doctor's office before I can ask Kane any questions. Kane. The doctor greets him with a smile. It's been a while, my friend. What brings you here? Did you get into another fight? Am I ever not in a fight? Kane answers his question with one of his own. The doctor laughs, and who's this lovely lady with you? Kane clears his throat, she's the reason I'm here today. I think that she might be pregnant. We want you to confirm this for us. Pregnant? He asks as he looks at my stomach where my hands are clutching. I see. I never thought I'd see the day where you willingly get a woman pregnant. You must finally be changing your player ways and deciding to settle down. Good for you. My cheeks turn red at his words. Why would he think I was pregnant for Kane? It's not like the two of us looked like lovers. Kane wasn't even holding my hands. Kane's body turns to stone next to mine. She's not pregnant with my child, he growls. The doctor's eyes widen at his tone, the tension in the room is unmistakable. Ah, the doctor says. I see. I'm sorry for assuming. I just thought she was since you brought her in. I'm just helping her out, Kane explains. Nothing else. Was he truly that angry because the doctor mistakenly thought he was the father of my child? The silence that follows after is almost deafening. The doctor, Kane's friend, doesn't know what to say to lessen the tension in the room. It's not his fault for assuming that I was carrying Kane's baby. After all, Kane did bring me here without a proper introduction. But how could he even introduce me when I didn't know my name? No one was to blame for this misunderstanding. I had to say something to lighten the mood. I don't know who the father is, I tell the doctor. But it's not Kane. His eyes widen. You don't know who the father is? His question makes me even more uncomfortable. It sounds more horrible when someone else says it. I didn't know who the father was, I didn't know anything about my past lover. If there really was one. I stiffen at the judgmental look on his face, he must think that I've slept with multiple men. It's not like that isn't possible when I can't remember anything. I'm not sure about anything from my past. I could have many lovers for all that I know. Though my heart tells me that there has always been one man for me, I'm not sure what this feeling is, but it might be the first time I felt connected to my past life. I knew that there was a man I loved dearly, I'm just not sure who he was. Maybe he's the father of my baby. I'll never know until I regain my memories. She lost her memory, Kane steps in. He also didn't seem happy with the judgmental look his friend was still sending me. She doesn't remember who she is or where she came from. Not even her name. I've brought her here to find out if she is pregnant. She thinks that she is and has some pregnancy symptoms. We hope you can tell us for sure. I don't trust anyone else, it's why I've come to you. Kane's friend looks pleased that he chose him. I can tell that they have a good friendship. I can do an ultrasound, he informs us. We will know for sure after it's completed. Are you ready? Judging by the way the doctor is looking at me, I feel that he can already tell but wants to confirm it for me. He doesn't want to alarm me until he knows for sure. Kane nods, I can leave the room to give you privacy. He says to me with an unknown expression on his face. My throat feels tight, and the words that I want to say get stuck there. I watch as he turns, and I'm not sure what came over me next. I grab his hand before he can leave. Kane turns around to face me the moment I do. His eyes search my own as he waits for me to say something, and I finally do. Please stay. I whisper. I don't know why I'm like this. I don't understand why it's so important to me that he stays to find out what the doctor has to say. His eyes glance at my hand on his, and I quickly pull it away, embarrassed by my actions. It wasn't my place to ask him to stay with me. He already did plenty by bringing me here with him. He didn't have to help me, but yet he did. I should at least be grateful for this. I expected him to ignore my request, but to my surprise, he did the exact opposite. He closes the door and leans against it while waiting for the doctor to examine me. I feel a sense of comfort knowing that he's in here watching me, he's by my side, I don't need anyone else here as long as he's there. I glance at him often, and his eyes are still always on me. I'm both nervous and happy knowing this. It's crazy that he has the power to confuse my emotions this much. The doctor informs me of each step to take, and the fact that I'm getting closer to knowing the truth sends my heart pounding against my chest. I'm fumbling with my hands on the side of the bed, I'm not ready for this. My eyes are on the screen when he starts the procedure. I'm scared of what he's about to find out, but I know that no matter what he tells me, I will be strong. I have to be. Kane is still looking at me, our gazes lock, and his jaw clenches. I don't know how long we stay staring at each other, but I know that I don't ever want to look away. I don't care that my heartbeat has increased more than before or that it's hard to breathe like this. I want to keep looking at him. Congratulations, the doctor's voice makes me jump and return my attention to the screen. You are pregnant. With twins. My body goes still at his words. Pregnant? With twins? I thought I had mentally prepared myself for his response, but he's managed to throw me off guard. I wasn't sure how to take care of one baby, but now I had to care for two? The thought of having two babies was beautiful but terrifying at the same time. I'm not sure what to do with this news. I was so stunned, I didn't realize that Kane had gone completely motionless at this announcement. His hands are to his sides, and his eyes are wide with grief. What could have caused this reaction from him? Or was it that he expected me not to be pregnant, but now he's in shock that I'm not only pregnant but having twins? The doctor helps clean me up and walks over to Kane. I think he realizes that something is wrong with him. Anyone that saw Kane right now would be concerned about him. I've never seen him look this way before. It's another look that I can add to his other depressed and lost expression. Are you okay? He asks him. Kane drags his gaze away from the screen to look at him. Thank you for your help. I will not forget it. I watch as he turns around and storms out of the room. It took me a while to realize that he had left me behind without saying anything. I quickly thank the doctor for helping us. He nods and tells me to watch after Kane, and I happily agree, even though I know that it isn't my place to do so. I rush behind him, trying to catch up. After all, if he left me here, I had no idea how to get back to the palace. Not that it was a bad thing, I hated that place. Hey! I shout. What's wrong? Are you okay? He walks over to a bench outside of the office, and my eyes widen when he punches it hard. Seeing Kane like this breaks my heart. What triggered this reaction from him? I attempt to touch him, but he flinches when my hand comes close to his body. I pause midway, not wanting to do anything to make things worse right now. You're worrying me, I whisper. How can I help? What's troubling you? There is nothing you can do. He growls. I don't understand, Kane. I shout. Don't, he snaps at me. Don't say my name. I don't want to hear my name in your mouth. My lips part and I try not to take his words to heart, but it hurts. Why does it bother him so much when I say his name? What does that have to do with his behavior right now? What am I supposed to call you then? I demand. It's what everyone calls you. Why is it a problem when I call you by your name? Kane, I snapped. I know I did. The moment I learned that the girl was pregnant with twins, it was over. It reminded me that Maya was also pregnant when she was taken away from me. I let her go, and I couldn't protect her or baby. I failed her. I let down my mate. I should have been here with her, she was the one I should be taking to doctor visits, not the mate of some woman I'm being forced to marry. She deserved better than I gave to her. From the beginning to the end of our relationship, I only brought her pain. But it wasn't the end of our relationship, I would not let it be. I would fight anything and everything to be with her again. I look at the woman next to me, my words also hurt her. I'm good at that. I'm good at hurting people that I should be protecting. There were so many things wrong with this situation right now. The girl was pregnant, and she didn't know who the father of her children was, and for some insane reason, my body felt like I should be the one to take care of her and her unborn children. I don't know if it's the guilt of not caring for my own mate, but something is making me react like this. I can't tell if I care for the girl when I barely know anything about her. It's hard for me to come to terms with any of this. Seeing her hurting because of something I said, even that was killing me inside. What was my connection with her? Why did it bother me so much that another man got her pregnant? I want to hurt myself. I want to hurt myself for having forbidden feelings and thoughts. Maya wouldn't be happy with me right now, or maybe she would be. She wasn't a selfish person, she would want me to protect a pregnant woman, but at the same time, she wouldn't want me to act like a lovesick puppy around her. I'm trying hard to ignore the girl next to me. A girl that I still had no idea what her name was. When she called me by my name, it reminded me so much of when Maya did. It sounded like the same person to me. How can she sound just like Maya? How is that even possible? At this point, the universe was messing with my heart. It wanted to see me suffer for all the wrongs I did. And how does it do it? By taking away my mate and unborn child and forcing someone else into my life with a mate who sounds like my mate. I wanted to laugh at my pathetic fate, I know I deserved it, but, was it painful? First, I lost my father and sister, only discovering that my mate's family was responsible for their deaths. Then, I expectedly fall for the same woman I promised myself to hate, only to have her taken away from me the moment that I did. Now I keep letting myself protect this girl that I didn't even know the name of. I had no idea who she was or where she came from, but still, I was risking everything to protect her. Why? What connection did I have with her to let her burdens fall on me? I couldn't allow myself to do this anymore. I couldn't let myself fall into this trap. I should learn from my past, I've always done things that made my life harder. It was time that I stopped doing this to myself. It was time that I tried to make my life better, not worse. In this case, I had to stop myself from protecting a woman that I had no connections with. Giselle was not a woman that would sit back and watch me do it. The girl was insane. She would no doubt harm her maid, and that's the last thing I will ever want to see happen. I'll have to keep my distance to ensure her safety. Again, without realizing it, I'm somehow trying to protect her. What was wrong with me? When would I stop with this foolishness? Kane. Her voice calling out my name snaps me out of my thoughts. It makes me even more pissed than before. Didn't I just tell her to stop calling me that? Did she not realize how much it killed me inside when she did that? Could she not see what it did to me? How could she not? I never tried to hide it. I couldn't hide it. I was in pain any time she said my name. I told you not to call me that, I shout. I feel bad for going off on her when she just found out that she was pregnant with twins, but every time she said my name, it made matters worse. It would help if she listened to me. Was that something Maya and she had in common? Never listening to me? Why was I even comparing the two? They weren't the same person, they will never be. Her lips part, and I spot the sadness in her eyes almost instantly. It wrecks at my composure, and I swallow the apology that threatens to escape me. I'm sorry, she apologizes, surprising me. She has nothing to apologize for, I'm the one that's being an ass towards her. She doesn't deserve my anger, but if I'm not angry, I feel other emotions that I do not wish to feel right now. Furious with her is the only way I can be. It's the only emotion I will allow myself to feel whenever I'm near her. I'm taking you home, I tell her. She blinks a few times at me, but she doesn't try and say no. It's not like she has a choice, this was what I promised her, I would take her to a doctor and then return her home. And I had to do it before Giselle woke up and caught us. Slipping away from the palace was one thing, but leaving with her maid would send the girl up in flames, I was sure about it. I won't be staying, though, I will have to take another risk. I need to find Maya's abductors, the people responsible for the pain I'm in right now. I'm not sure how long I will be gone, but I can only hope that the potion lasts long enough. If I'm not back before Giselle wakes up, I'll have to deal with the consequences of my actions. Nothing and no one will stop me from searching for my mate today. I've been away from her for too long. I couldn't stand being away from her like this. It was time that I started my search. She needed to know that no matter where she was, I would always find my way back to her. I would not let anyone separate us. I lift my gaze when the girl walks forward. She doesn't stop until she's inches away from me. What was she doing? She has my full attention now. I can't look away when she's this close to me. I feel myself turn to stone when she closes the distance between us and throws her arms around my neck. It takes me a few seconds to recover from the initial shock of her actions. What are you doing? I demand. I can barely move when she's practically on me. I try not to inhale her scent, it seems familiar to me, and it's a smell I rather not have near me right now. Why does everything about her bother me so much? Why can't I ignore her? Why do I always have to find myself in situations like this with this woman? And why on earth am I not pushing her away? She lifts her chin, and the moment her pretty eyes look at me, I find my arms closing around her, pulling her closer to me without realizing it. "Isn't this how you brought me?" she asks. "Don't I have to hold on to you for you to carry me back home?" I can't believe that I forgot that this was the only way for me to return with her. This was driving me insane. Being this close to her and trying to hate her for no reason. How would I survive? Maya, I want to scream in frustration when Kane closes his arms around me. I'm not allowed to feel this way for him. The man doesn't even like it when I say his name. I felt his reaction when I held on to him earlier. He was unhappy about it. I think he hates it when I'm near him. He hates it when I touch him and he hates it when I speak. What was wrong with my body? Why do I act like this isn't the first time we've been this close? Why does my heart tell me that I should remember him? Why do I want to hold on to him and stay this way forever? There is no way that I knew Kane. My stupid heart was crazy for thinking otherwise. That's the only explanation I can think of. If Kane knew who I was, he would have recognized me by now. Instead, he acts like I'm a stranger, someone he doesn't want to ever be around. I'm glad that he's treating me this way. If he'd continued to be kind for no reason, my heart would have continued to waver. It's something that couldn't happen. I couldn't allow my heart to sway for someone that could never be mine. Still, after knowing all of this, I held on to him as tightly as possible while he carried me. It has nothing to do with being scared to fall but everything to do with wanting to take advantage of the situation for as long as I could. This may be the last time in my entire life that I would ever get to be this close to Kane. I didn't want to waste a single opportunity. I take a deep breath and bring my face closer to his neck. I don't think he realizes what I'm doing while he's carrying me at full speed. And that's what I'm hoping for as I lean even closer until my nose can almost touch the base of his neck. I close my eyes and inhale deeply, taking as much of his scent as my body would let me. Even his scent reminds me of someone that I should know. His hands tighten around me for a quick second, but it doesn't last long. Within a few minutes, we're already back at the palace, and he's pulling me off his body to put me back on the ground. I try to hide my disappointment from not being near him again. I'm quickly distracted by the fact that he isn't walking back with me, however. "What are you doing?" I ask him. "Aren't you coming in with me? We need to get back before Giselle wakes up," he knows this. So why is he hesitating so much? "I'm not going in," he answers. "I have important things to get back to." I stare at him in shock. What can be more important than returning before Giselle finds out that you're gone? His jaw clenches, and I wonder how my question could have possibly offended him. He seems angry like I shouldn't have asked him that. I still don't see why that should be an issue. It was a simple question. "Get inside," he growls. "Don't worry about what I do." "But," I whisper, "if Giselle finds you gone when she wakes up, she might throw a fit, and I feel like that's the last thing you're trying to do. I also don't want to feel bad over this since it will be my fault for asking for your help in the first place." He steps towards me and pins me with his gaze. "Get inside now. I can take care of myself. I don't need anyone to worry over me. You don't owe me anything, and you're not to blame for anything that happens to me. I'm the only one responsible for my actions." I bite my lip to prevent myself from saying something else. He was already not happy with me. It was time that I listened and got inside. The least I could do was listen to him after everything he did for me today. I turned and walked away before I had a chance to speak again. I am curious, however, what could Kane be up to? Why was he so tensed when I asked him what could be more important? To him, it must be. Whatever he was leaving to do, it meant a lot to him. But what could it be? What was he desperate to find? I'm still shocked by his reaction after finding out that I was pregnant with twins. I couldn't get the two things out of my head. I was pregnant with 2 babies, not 1. And I didn't know who the father of my children was. How pathetic could my life get? I know that I shouldn't be this hard on myself, especially since I knew that none of this was my fault. It's not like I would intentionally wipe my memories unless my life were so pathetic before that I needed to forget about it. But that didn't seem like something I would do. I barely knew anything, but I still felt like I knew that much. My mind goes back to Kane. I'm worried about him. I could easily sneak back into the palace without any problems, especially since I had the key. But I'm not so sure that Kane would be as lucky as me. If he'd chosen to stay back as I'd asked him to, this mission would have been successful. We would have gotten back home without any problems. I was terrified of what would happen if Giselle woke up while he was still out. I'm still not sure what happened back there. Why did he zone out when he found out that I was pregnant? It's not like he didn't know there was a possibility that it would happen, it's why we were there in the first place. Also, what was so wrong with me saying his name? His actions both puzzled and worried me. It's not like he was willing to tell me his problem either. So I'm stuck worrying without knowing what happened to him back there. I'm so upset with myself. I shouldn't be worried about him. I should be concerned about myself. I did feel sad whenever I saw how depressed Kane looked, but how could I help when he wouldn't let me? I offered for him to tell me what was wrong, but he declined repeatedly. How can I help when he doesn't want my help? And how can I help someone else when I can't seem to help myself? Join our Facebook and WhatsApp group for more updates, link is given in description. Rest audiobook will be continued in next episode.